When customers come in to solace or experience the T.Barnes Beauty brand, they're connecting with the fact that we have something to talk about.
For a lifestyle of beauty, we'll give you everything you need. You're a living beauty at T.Barnes Beauty, at T.Barnes Beauty.
Hi, T.Barnes Beauty Tip. So today is all about brows. Brows are the most important thing on your face, honestly. They frame your face, they give your eyes depth and meaning and mystery. Brows are not to be too thin, they're not to be too small. They are meant to just be a bit accentuated, a little bit of an arch, not much. So here we go. So I always start out brushing the brow because I think it's really important to try to see where you want these natural lines to fall. You want to make sure that the wax is not too hot, but hot enough to where it's going to spread really easily. And as you see, we're not really going that far into her hairline. And you want to make sure that the line that you're creating is really straight. And now I'm going to go up just a little bit more where I want that arch to be just a bit deeper. And we're going to spread that wax out. And I think we're ready to go. I'm going to take this strip. I'm going to place it where I've laid the wax. And you want to stretch the skin. It opens up the hair follicle and it makes it easier for the hair to come out. Let me do a quick pull. Go back and we take off any other deposits that were left. Any other little hairs. You never want to wax twice over the same spot on the face. The skin is just too thin and it will create tearing. So any hairs that are left from the first waxing, we'll take it and we will pluck it. So now that we know how we want her shape to be, we want to go and clean up the top. This is not meant to take hair off of the brow. It really is just to take the small little hairs that are not creating the best of shape away. If you go too deep into the brow line on top, you really will make the brows too thin. And that's what often happens when you see people that don't have enough eyebrow. As you can see, I'm just going across the top of the brow line. You go back and you make sure you get some that's a little hotter. Wax that's too thick and not hot enough will also make the skin tear. And we've just gone a little bit above her brow, not too deep into her brow line, and we are going to wax. You don't want to do this all at one time. One, because wax, especially when it's thick, it spreads. So you want to make sure that you're not spreading it into the hairline where you don't want it to be. So I always take this in 2 steps. And then I go back for anything that I missed. And as you can see, the shape of her brow is very nice. A nice arch. Not too thin if you compare it to the other brow. Still has the same level of fullness, but she still has these hairs that are just a little parts of the brow that you've left extra hairs. You want to go and just pluck them out just a bit. This should always be a straight line right there. This should always be a straight line. It shouldn't be crooked. You know, you see the girls that have the line that goes, the arch starts right here. An arch starts always towards the back of your brow. So when I'm finished waxing, I always look at the person's skin. If they have a little bit of irritation and I see that, oh, they might have a little bit of bumps, it happens, you're pulling skin out of a hair follicle, then I'll use the tea tree oil. The T.Barnes brand, 100% pure tea tree oil. It's organic, it's great. Tea tree oil honestly is like the best end all be all to things that are irritated, to different types of infection, even acne. You put a little bit of this on, and honestly, the bumps really will go down. Has very small properties, very small molecules, penetrates into the skin and gets down into the dermis and allows for the bacteria to be healed. If I find that they don't have the irritation, then I'll use the T.Barnes Beauty Healing Oil. And it's basically a combination of primrose oil and lavender and all kinds of healing essential oils that heal the skin, just to make sure that their skin calms down and the redness goes away very quickly. Once everything has been waxed and I've removed all of the debris from the oil or the tea tree oil, I'll go back and I'll just brush it out just to make sure that the shape is nice. I don't have any last minute plucking to do, and I think that we're good. So for those women that like to leave with their simple brows, they've been waxed, they've been good, they're finished, right? For those women who like to leave completely fabulous, completely delicious, they want their brows to be popping as soon as they leave, I always fill the brow. It's my favorite thing to do. I have very small brows, and so filling becomes something that of an illusion and allows me to look like I have much thicker brows than I do. So I will take 2 of the T.Barnes colors from T.Barnes Cosmetics, whether it is Grounded, which is a lighter color, which we're going to use on her today, or whether it is Regal. Regal is a darker color. That's the typical color that I use on most people. It's richer. You take your angle brush. I actually like to get an angle brush that's very taut and very tight, and the bristles are very hard, and I actually cut them so that they're short. That's my tip. I like to do that. I find that you have more control over the brush. Today I'm going to be using Grounded on Melissa. She is a little blonder. The dark color is probably a little too much for her, and she's younger, so we want her to have a fresher, lighter look. It's still brown. See? You never want to really use things that you can't see. You want the brow to be kind of thick and rich and sexy. So we take Grounded, put a little bit on your angle brush, and you hold the brow up and you lightly start to fill in at these spaces. You just are really trying to fill the brow line. As you can see, like, you know, there's just missing hairs. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Just wanna fill in the brow. Right in the hairline, nothing too dramatic. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can get into. People go very, very thick, very dramatic on their brow. And I always say it just really depends on what you're going for. I think some things can be a little too much. This is a young girl. You know, we're not trying to make her look like she's Madonna on stage. We're just trying to give her a little bit more fill to her brow so that it frames her face a little better. With a brush, you're gonna take it, you're just gonna make it a little smoother. So that's not too harsh. You don't want any harsh lines. You want it to look like it's your brow. And once you start to brush it, it smooths it out and makes it look like little hairs. I'm a perfectionist. I see some hairs out of place. I won't be able to let her leave with that. So I still, at the very end, just figure out what I've left. Just a few little hairs that I still feel can be taken down. Cut those off. And there we go, voila. Perfect brow for a perfect girl.